Hello everybody, my name is Miss Sean Marie Deloney. I'm the North American Snow Queen. Hail Mary Meet. This will be the first of a series of programs to get to know me as the person behind the YouTube videos. Believe it or not, I'm shooting in the same studio we use for my YouTube videos, but we're just using a slightly different camera angles. Which is very difficult to do when you've got a very tight room. It's actually a little smaller than the local public access channel studio, which I certainly could use. And one of the things you're probably asking you is who's your video crew? What video crew? I do this completely myself. I don't even have a video crew. I don't have a lighting specialist. I don't have a sound specialist. I don't have a set designer. This is my work. Completely. Which is nice, because it means I don't have to worry about having a long line of rolling credits. Except, of course, I do share my life with a very beautiful soul named Lumi, which we will introduce you to Lumi in a little later on. But right now, the whole point of this video is to get you to know who I am and what I am and why I'm here on this earth. First of all, I'm a very deeply spiritual person. I happen to love very much Mother and Father God. We all know Father God. He's most commonly known in Christians as the Lord. We also know, of course, Father God by Islam, which is Allah. And, of course, we know him under the Judaism as Yahweh. Now, first of all, I am not a Jehovah's Witness. So, sorry guys, I'm not interested, okay? I am a Roman Catholic, but I'm also a bit of a eclectic person, because I'm also a pagan, and I'm also a weather sorceress. What is North American Snow Queen? How were the scientists delved out? How many Snow Queens are there? Here's a hint. There's only technically one person who calls themselves a Snow Queen. The rest of us call ourselves weather stewards. I call myself the Snow Queen because in tribute of Hans Christian Andersen, and then of course I also cover a huge domain. Which I'll discuss in a bit. But for right now, to answer your question, there's 7 weather stewards, as our applicable titles are. We were appointed by Mother God because we had the certain qualifications of compassion, empathy, knowledge, and also discipline. What you see on YouTube is only a facet of my life. It's not the whole thing. I mean, I got a huge audience, and it goes over a huge domain. I cover North America, which includes the United States, Canada, Alaska, and of course Southwest Greenland. Okay? No, I don't do Hawaii. That's somebody else's job. Because that would be under the Asian Weather Steward, and they maintain the winter weather there. So there, as I said, let's go through the main weather stewards as I understand it here in the Northern Hemisphere, and then we'll go through the ones in the Southern Hemisphere, just so you understand. The Northern Hemisphere, let's break it down to numbers. Let's use the PhytoNet zones, if you will. If you ever know anything about PhytoNet, you know what I'm talking about. Zone 1, North America, Canada, and Southwest Greenland, Alaska. That's EOMEO. Zone 2, which is done by another lady. Her name is Frisia Samuelson, who does the Western Europe and in the British Isles. The last zone was for a while up for kind of a grabs because the original weather steward was disqualified. Originally it was supposed to be done by Alexander Boskolov. He was disqualified by Mother. His ex-girlfriend, Tanaya, I don't remember her last name, takes on the role for the Russian area of Eastern Europe. The Southern Hemisphere, we have We have a weather steward for Africa. We have a weather steward for Australia, New Zealand. We have a weather steward for the Asia Minor. Yeah, Asia Major, Asia Minor, which Asia Minor obviously covers all the Asian countries, and of course Asia Major covers all Saudi Arabia and the Middle East and things like that. So that's how that's all broken down into quadrants, and it's a lot of work to do it because you got to sit there and you got to focus on and study the weather. You got to know meteorology, you got to know climatology, to really have a good knowledge of what you're doing. Well, how do you manipulate the weather? Well, you're gonna laugh, or maybe some of you might cringe. I don't know. It's up to you. How do we control the weather? Well, for me, I use science. I use scientific principles and studies and observations before I cast the working. Working in this case involves using sorcery. On the other hand, the other stewards all can use various means to help to protect and provide some continuity in the environment. That environment is the key piece. We are in this to protect our homes and our world. We are not so much in it to protect the to do anything to improve or inflate our status. It is to serve our regional authority and to be to be a responsible person, because remember, it's a privilege, not a right. So basically meaning if you do wrong or you do a bad job or you're not true to heart, as was the case of Alexander Boscov, you're going to find yourself removed at any time. Now, once you are crowned, you have the title, or weather steward for life and beyond life. Meaning that, yeah, you're a weather steward even if you're retired. Even if you're dead, you're retired then. Okay, basically, you're known for the work you did. Good or bad. It's just like our presidents of the United States. We don't treat, say, President Clinton really any differently in the history books that we do President Obama. We tend to treat them almost as in the same level, even though one was a few presidents ago. It's the same thing. However, the Snow Queen role, which was officiated and agreed on by Mother Asna, has a few more wrinkles than the standard weather steward. First of all, it's a monarchical role, which means that it's a monarchy. Which means that I am basically it's self-role. I basically have, within some extent or some limitations, I have basically almost absolute control of my region's weather. I can basically be, which means you can end up being like a real tyrant, or you can be a really, really decent monarch. If you want to be a real tyrant, you can basically tell the world that you don't care, and that basically you're going to freeze everybody's butt off. And you don't care if it's going to screw up the earth. Of course, again, remember there is some guidelines here, and that's one of them, is based on the rule of ready. Do as ye will, but harm none. Meaning, if you want to seriously freeze the whole entire quadrant to it's nothing but a solid block of ice, then you obviously, without thinking about the needs of the people in your quadrant, you have caused grave disservice to them. You could find yourself ousted from power, because remember, Mother Asna and Father Yahweh are higher than me, so it would be very easy to basically say, well, I'm sorry, but you didn't pass muster. We're going to point somebody else. But, place playing the game, let's keep doing the history books. But, if you do well, and everything goes fine, then you remain, as you will see, and I'm probably play some of the oaths from the coronation of life and beyond life. What does that mean, life and beyond life? It means, basically, is, I am the Snow Queen now, And I will be actively serving until I finally go home or I croak. When I finally croak, there is going to be another, if I don't have a successor planned, I got to come back, even in my spiritual realm or spiritual journeys, and still serve as the North American Snow Queen until I can find even someone after that point to take on the role, which is going to be a lot harder when you're dead than if you're alive. So, one of the things that I wanted to do is to let people know that, it's not a game, it's not a fantasy, this is a real deal. I happen to be very hard, I've worked very hard on what I do. I eat, breathe, and pee weather. Okay. Winter is my favorite season, obviously. I love winter, and one of the reasons I love winter is because it's just something in my heart. It just feels so calm and pleasant. I think that helps a lot, of course, when you got all the holidays on it. You got Kwanzaa, you got Hanukkah, you got Yule, you got Christmas, you got, even though it's not really winter, I should explain the seasons of the year cycle, but I'm gonna throw it in there anyway. In America, you got Thanksgiving, you got Halloween. Although again, Thanksgiving and Halloween are autumn. Okay. You got my birthday, February 13th. Yeah, I'm an Aquarian, and this is my cat, by the way. You're gonna be on a big TV show. He's one of my cats. I got two cats. He's been actually laying over here in the corner, kind of watching me the whole time, and that's probably why you saw his little head poking out in the frame. It's because that's what he's doing. He was just watching, and he was getting excited too, because he knows what I'm talking about. So that is pretty much what the Snow Queen does. Okay? But what about me? This is supposed to be about me, right? I'm supposed to explain something about myself. Okay. I was born and raised for a few years of my life in East Hartland, Connecticut. I was, in about 1977, my parents moved to New Hartford, and because my dad's, personal flooring business, called Porcelain Flooring had failed. It failed because it was time during the great energy embargo, and it was costing him a lot of money for trucks, for fuel and supplies. And so, his business just wasn't able to compete against another family-run flooring business called the Land Flooring. It's true. Well, I've been growing up with sawdust in my lungs all my life. Okay, basically. So my dad also took on, when he had Volvation Instruments in New Hartford from Command Corporation, get on up there. He took on making guitars because he had to feed a family, and he did that pretty much, as far as I remember, up until I think about 1983 or 5. He'd been doing that for a long time. And then in 1983, my dad and my mom were able to save up enough money to finally get a new house. And it was decided to get a house in Winstead here. And so we got a house in Winstead. And I went to the Gover School. I originally went to Regional 7 middle school, and of course the New Hartford public school systems. So really, it was a very, pretty much I spent my whole life in this quadrant. This is not like I came on here out of Connecticut area and just basically planted myself here. No, I am a native. The thing I remember most about my childhood is that I saw a lot of people had a lot of questions about when you say legally blind. Well, what does legally blind mean? Well, legally blind technically means that you have a vision acuity of less than, it's the key piece here, 2200 with correction in your best eye, or a field of view of less than 30 degrees. I happen to have both. My vision is 2400 in my best eye, which is my left eye. My right eye got a cataract in it. Guess what? They used to be 2200 right on the legal demilitarized zone, if you will. But the field of view certainly kept me within qualifications, so I had no problem with that. People think it's because you're legally blind. They think, oh, you can't do videos. You can't, you can't do anything with photography. I was amateur photographer for many years throughout my elementary school, or through my high school, and, 7th to 8th grade, and plus some of my years in high school in Gilbert. I was taking pictures like there's no tomorrow. I took lots of pictures. I was originally part of the Gilbert newspaper there called the Gilbert Sting, which was printed originally to the Winston Courier. I did a couple of photography pictures for a news story, which I don't think got used. And I was also a writer on the paper as well, talking about things like legal blindness and concerns like that. And so I did all that. I've been involved in the media for a long time. But here's something that most people have a hard time. If you are trying to look up Michelle Marie Delaney in those years, you're going to run into another name. The reason is because I am born a hermaphrodite. I have traits of both male and female. It is a medical condition. It is not something like Tootsie or Victoria, you see where someone actually is trying to play a role that they're not. That was the problem I was running into. I never felt like a boy then, and I never was. But I was being asked to, because my society role was, you gotta put on the pants, you gotta wear the clothes. Yeah, oh yeah, we're gonna have to tape up your boobs so they don't show. And we're gonna have to, and it was just like Elsa. I finally said, from Frozen, I just said, no, I'm not going to play this game anymore with you guys. I'm letting it go. And by the way, it's one of my heroes is Elsa. But I also have other heroes too, in a lot of different fields. Of course, I talked about the spiritual God, my spiritual love of Mother and Father Asna and Yahweh. I also happen to be, I really love St. Francis of Assisi. I love St. Clare. I do love St. Catherine of Siena and her dedication to being closer to Jesus and all that. So those people are very important. I also enjoy the work of Rebecca Messenger, which is a spiritual teacher, as well as the teachings of Laurie Cabot of the First Witch of Salem, Massachusetts. I happen to read writings by many kinds of people, and to help me understand who I am and what I am. But the thing is we live in a society that tends to try to pick one or the other. You're either a boy or a girl. Okay? Well, legally I'm female, so that is that easy, which means that by law I am female and entitled to all said rights of femaleship. Femaleship? Femaleship. Did you check your femaleship lately? You can't be like Oh, it's true. It's true. Okay, now I'm going to introduce you to the other one. Okay, first of all, you want me to introduce myself? Yeah. Okay. I'm Lumia Finistra. I've been with Michelle. We're twin souls. Really, me and Michelle have been together since the beginning of time itself, when Mother Asna created all the souls. This is the first time we've ever actually shared and cohabited a soul together. In her last lives, we often would take turns on Earth trying to benefit from the skills of the other. And so, in this lifetime, which is Michelle's 33rd, my 31st, 32nd if you want to consider the fact that it's actually a split life. If you want to go by whole lives, it's my 31st. Right? Was around the time of the Roaring *20s. Yeah. The biggest thing I think is that it's hard enough for Michelle to get people in this town to take her with all sincerity and seriousness, because there's a lot of people in this town who have very little knowledge of some of the stuff she's talking about here. Something tells me that once this goes out on the local public access channel, that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to sit there and razz her. And I really wish you guys would not do that, because Michelle is working really hard to do a good job and to educate and to inspire and to bring people the information. She's not hiding nothing. She has nothing to hide. She is fully registered by the National Security Agency. She is fully registered by British GCHQ. She has a full file online with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. She is on the internet everywhere. She releases all of her medical facts out on the internet. You can actually ask her for her medical file and she will give it to you. She has taken the opportunities to make sure to be fully honest and divulge everything of her life and then some. So in that case, Michelle, if this was a game, would be seriously kind of wondering, like, oh, what am I supposed to do if they find out this or that? There's nothing to hide. No, there isn't. In fact, if anything, it's better that way because I just kind of wish that the people in Winston would get to know me more than just some kind of misunderstood stereotype. It takes a lot of work to do what I do. I get up every day. I go in the bathroom. I get cleaned up. I get dressed. I comb my hair, and I do all that. And yet, at the same time, I have emotions and feelings, and of course, I like to do things, like go out in the town. But to have total strangers say, nasty, cruel things about me who don't even know who they're talking about, either indicates A, you're uninformed and you need to be willing to receive a little bit of an education in a polite way. Number 2, you just don't care. Okay? Because you're a freaking jerk. Okay? I can't help that one. But I certainly can help the first one. Or 3, you really actually do have empathy and understand, but you're maybe not too comfortable trying to say that you actually would like to know more because you're questioning your own self. I can help person 1, I can help person 3. I can't do nothing for person 2. Person 2 is either going to have to come back, he's going to have to come around to reality and to understand that Mother Asta and Father Yahweh created infinite types of situations for everybody. The main point of the life that we're here is to enhance and to improve our life knowledge and to have a little more, to be a better, well-rounded person. That is why we're here. It's not so much to sit there and go, look at me, I'm the North American Snow Queen. See how he eats such a breeze. I can make it freeze in snow and icy. No, it's not. The point is we come here to learn and to grow, and that's what I do. That's one of the reasons why I was chosen was because of the fact that I'm willing to be honest and say, I'm still learning things as I go through life. I mean, I'm 46 years old, and yet I'm still learning things. Because learning is fundamentally essential. That's what life means. L-I-F-E. Learning is fundamentally essential. Okay? Do you want to be dead? Did not even attempt development. If you want to be dead, that's fine. Then obviously you're watching the wrong channel. If you want to advance, if you want to grow and to learn more about yourself and maybe about the world around you, you're watching the right channel. I will share my world with you. I welcome you to my world. I welcome you all into my home. I welcome you into my life. Okay? This is a local program, but we're also going to touch upon some of the videos from the past. Because we want you to understand who you are and who I am. Sounds good to me. It sounds really good to me. And by the way, bro, I'm going to be doing a video on Michelle and I will be doing these videos together on this channel a lot. Because instead of Michelle and I setting up a whole separate channel, we're going to use the same medium, the same focus. Because a lot of the videos we normally do are pretty short. They're pretty short. And that's the truth. So for right now, I want all of you to don't forget to keep your eyes open. Ask questions with boldness. If you want to know something about a person and you really want to take an effort to get to know that person, instead of listening to the rumor mongers who are trying to tell you falsifications or unsure details, and you're sincere of heart, ask that person. If the person is willing to talk and wants to talk to you and you give her their confidence, don't ever abuse that confidence. It is a real blessing when you have a person that is willing to share their life with you. I mean, there's a lot of very unique individuals in this earth, and they all are here because we all want to better ourselves and to learn more of who we are and what we are. So, but for now, I will talk to you soon. Don't forget, if you can, please do check out my YouTube channel, and that way you can keep up with both channels, because we're going to be doing our best to keep each program's material from doing a lot of heavy crossovers, so you can always catch things that there that you may not see here, or vice versa. So until then, don't forget that I love you, Mother Asda loves you, Father Yahweh loves you. Good day, everybody.